Jinwoo's muscles on his right side, back, shoulder and arm grew very large, as he put a lot of energy into them. He threw his first punch. Bang! Even though the statue hadn't been hurt by the earlier attacks, its head shook from the hit. Oh, the angel statue watched everything with surprise. The magical energy coming from the top of the huge statue filled the whole temple. The person controlling it could barely hide how thrilled they were. The angel hadn't thought Jinwoo would fight its creation this way, and it was eager to see what would happen next. Boom! The hunter punched the giant in the face again, and the statue shook for a moment. Jinwoo was fighting, and his attacks were having an effect, but his enemy wouldn't just stand there and let him win. Suddenly it quickly raised its huge hand as if trying to crush something small. Jinwoo quickly moved out of the way and landed back on the statue's shoulder. He smiled as the giant hand hit its own face instead. As soon as the hand moved, Jinwoo climbed up, and then a loud crash echoed through the lair. Boom! Bang! Crash! A crack appeared on the giant's face and quickly spread out like a spider web. The giant tried to stand up straight, but it stumbled to the side of the room. Thump! Thump! The creature's huge feet shook the ground with each step. It looked like the statue was going to smash Jinwoo by hitting him against the wall. But before that could happen, Jinwoo decided to defeat his enemy first. He started punching its face quickly, and with all his strength. Punch, punch, tump, tump, stomp, stomp. The statue moved faster and got closer to the wall. Jinwoo glanced at how close the statue was to crashing into the wall, to get a good idea of the distance. Then he put all his strength into one final punch with his right arm. His muscles stood out as a lot of energy gathered in his arm. Perfect. Just before he hit the statue, Jinwoo used all his strength to swing one last time. Bam! Crack! The giant statue fell to its knees, sounding like a watermelon breaking open. Thud! The whole cave shook, as the huge statue crashed to the ground. Thump! When the heavy stone hit the dirt, it created a cloud of dust. Jinwoo stepped out of the dust, unharmed. Whoo! He breathed slowly. The dump! The dump! He could hear his own heartbeat racing. The statue that had almost turned him to stone, now lay broken on the floor. He had done this himself. He had done this all by himself. I can do it. He felt confident he could handle anything. Jinwoo remembered the hunters who had died here, and it made him sad. But the statues around him started moving, and he didn't have much time to think about the past. They surrounded him, but just before they could attack, Jinwoo lifted his gaze. Ruler's authority. Crash. The statues' heads hit the ground, and they stopped moving. That showed the power of this special ability. Jinwoo looked down at his hands. I'm getting stronger from this battle. He made fists, then opened them again. Strong energy moved through him. It filled his whole body. He could feel this energy flowing. His heart was beating very fast. It felt like something new had woken up inside him during the dangerous fight. Clap, 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 clap. As the slow clapping echoed, Jinwoo looked to see who was making the sound. The angel statue had the same strange smile, and was now clapping with big, showy movements. Amazing. Unlike how it had greeted Jinwoo, the angel's eyes looked frightening. Didn't you agree to something with me? The hunter asked. The statue had promised him answers if he was still standing after the test. The angel laughed shortly, not wanting to make things simple for him. Haha. It took a step toward Jinwoo. Your test is not finished yet. Then another step. After all, and one more step. The statue of the angel stopped right in front of him. I am still here, aren't I? Crack. The wings on the angel's back twisted and tangled until they became arms, 2 on its shoulders and 6 more on its back. The stone angel made fists with all 8 of its arms. I am the last test. Jinwoo frowned. Before Jinwoo could even speak, the statue interrupted him. You don't need to worry about me. Jinwoo stepped back a little. The statue had already known what he was going to ask if killing it would stop him from getting any answers. Are you surprised? The angel asked, pointing to its head with one of its 8 hands. All the information about you is stored in here. Did that mean? Jinwoo felt a shiver run down his spine. You learn fast. The angel statue gave a stiff, unnatural laugh. But it will be hard to really test your strength if you don't try your best against me. Suddenly the statue's lips moved, but the voice didn't seem to come from it. A message popped up quickly. It said a new challenge has begun. If you don't defeat the enemy before time runs out, you will lose your life. Time remaining 10,000. It only took Jinwoo a second to read it. Tick. Time remaining 9:59. Jinwoo stared at the angel statue completely surprised. That's right. Every time the statue spoke, the system repeated the same thing. Jinwoo's heart had just started to calm down, but now it began to race again. His breathing got faster, and his hands shook. The stone angel looked at Jinwoo's reaction, and finally answered his first question. Who are you? I am the creator of the system. With all the trouble in Japan, because of the dungeon opening, shouldn't you be somewhere else, Mr. Kim? Jinchul asked with a sigh. Kim, a reporter, rubbed his chin and yawned. There were already many reporters at the location, so I wasn't needed there. It was better to stay with the people watching things, and wait for a good story. Jinchul thought about telling the reporter to pretend to be confused or bored, but not to do both at the same time. He simply sighed softly to himself. Kim was almost the only journalist who wrote positively about the Hunters Association. Most other reporters wrote stories about problems within the association or the personal lives of hunters. We don't want to make someone who helps us an enemy. That's why Jinchul was patient with Kim whenever he came to visit the surveillance team. Kim yawned widely before continuing to talk. Also, shouldn't you be here with everything happening in the country? Manager Wu. Jinchul finished the paperwork he was doing and sighed again before answering quietly. That means someone needs to be prepared even more. Kim thought for a moment and then got a pen and a small notebook. That's a good saying, could you say it again? So I can write it down. Exactly. Mr. Kim, you really— Jinchul's words were stopped by a phone call. What was that? It was the emergency dispatch. A call directly to him, instead of the surveillance team, meant something important was happening. Jinchul quickly answered the phone. This is Manager Wu from the surveillance team. Manager Wu, we have a report that you should know about. Jinchul frowned. What happened? You remember the school that was attacked by orcs? Did something else happen there? Not yet, but the report says they found a special hidden area in the schoolyard. A special hidden area? Jinchul's eyes got big, and the person giving the report seemed to have more to say. Jinchul asked them to continue. And I was told that Hunter Jinwoo-san went into the gate. There wasn't time to be surprised before the angel statue attacked Jinwoo. Fast Fist flew toward the hunter like lightning. His enemy was too close and moved too quickly to avoid the hit. Jinwoo quickly made a decision based on what he had learned from fighting before. He quickly raised his arms to protect himself. It wasn't a bad idea, but it wasn't the best one either. Bang! The angel sent Jinwoo crashing into a wall. Crack! Bits of stone and dust fell to the ground. Ouch! Jinwoo held back a cry of pain. The punch hurt more than he thought it would. But the statue of the angel was right in front of him before he could react. Jinwoo quickly moved his head to avoid a punch. The angel's fist broke through the wall where he had been standing. That was just the start of the attack. With his enemy trapped, the angel quickly threw many punches. One punch alone could have defeated a very skilled hunter. Pow, 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 pow. The angel's eyes grew wide. He's stopping my punches. Jinwoo was able to block, move away from and handle the attacks from 8 fists using only his 2 hands. The angel could barely see his own hands. The angel, who thought of himself as a builder, was surprised by what had happened. But the outcome of this battle was already known. It was simply a necessary step. Testing Jinwoo one last time wasn't the angel's choice. It was part of a bigger plan. The angel thought things would be dull. This was actually fun. The angel statue didn't expect to enjoy fighting with a person. During its very long life, it never thought people could be good at fighting. Just then, a light blinked. No, it wasn't a light. The person had thrown a punch. Bang! Jinwoo hit its face and the angel fell over. It quickly stood up and smiled, even though its face was cracked. The angel hadn't had this much fun in a long time. It was very happy, but also a little sad, because this time was almost over. Jinwoo could only take a deep breath, and wasn't able to fully enjoy hitting it. It was powerful. It was stronger than anyone Jinwoo had ever fought before. It said it was the one who built the system. Jinwoo had so many questions. Why did the system even exist? Why was he chosen to be a player? What was happening in the world? But before he could ask any of these things, he needed to win this fight. The hunter made fists with his hands. He then felt something warm and wet on his face. Drip, it was blood from a cut on his forehead. He guessed he hadn't avoided every attack. Jinwoo thought he had dodged all the blows. But he realized he had missed one. Things were getting worse. Blood was flowing into one of his eyes, making it hard to see. His opponent was doing well, but he was in trouble. He realized he wasn't very good at fighting up close. It was clear he was at a disadvantage. The statue of the angel was much larger and had 6 extra arms. It was very hard to dodge or block the attacks coming so quickly from all sides. A cut on his forehead showed how difficult it was. Then Jinwoo realized he needed to change what was happening. As he thought this, the angel threw another punch at him, fast like a bullet. The punch hit a wall and made it fall apart. The angel turned and saw that Jinwoo was already moving away before it even knew. He had gone. I won't be faster than him. If Jinwoo could keep a little space between them while he fought, Jinwoo used his special power. Whoosh! A strong force hit the angel statue. It was the same attack Jinwoo used to defeat Baru. But something was wrong. Jinwoo couldn't believe his eyes. The powerful move that had even moved the giant's body only slightly bent the angel's neck. Jinwoo realized his opponent was blocking him with something he couldn't see. How was it doing that? He quickly found out. This is really fun, a deep voice said. It was the voice of the angel statue, and it sounded like the system's voice too. They sounded exactly alike. The strange pairing bothered Jinwoo. He was really enjoying himself. The angel spread out its 8 arms, and the weapons held by the other statues started to shake. Was that? Jinwoo's mouth fell open. The weapons rose into the air, and flew toward the angel statue. The angel had 8 hands, and each one held a different weapon. This was called Ruler's Hand. The angel could also use Ruler's Hand, though not as skillfully as Jinwoo. Now it was obvious how it had stopped Jinwoo before. His opponent was very different from anyone he had fought before. Tick. Jinwoo looked up. He had about 6 minutes left. He needed to finish the fight quickly. He realized long-distance attacks weren't working, so he changed his plan and created a special dagger. He had lost the other dagger earlier when he threw it. 8 weapons against 1 dagger. His heart beat fast as he felt trapped. The angel statue jumped almost as high as the ceiling and landed in front of him. The stone floor cracked when it landed, and pieces of rock flew everywhere. Jinwoo held up his dagger, protecting himself from the small pieces of rock hitting his legs. He knew he could do it. He would win. Jinwoo took deep breaths and looked the angel in the eyes. A shiver went down his back as 8 weapons, a sword, spear, blade, axe and hammer among them, came toward him as if they were moving on their own. He breathed out quickly and opened his eyes wide. The lights inside weren't very bright, but they weren't dim either, and he could see trails following his movements. Bang 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 bang. Bang 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 bang. Bang bang. If bullets could stop other bullets, that's what it would sound like. Jinwoo and the stone angel fought quickly, making loud crashing sounds like you would hear in a battle. It seemed like everything around them was moving very slowly, but they were fighting with incredible speed. They were equally matched, and it was hard to tell who was stronger. Jinwoo could feel something change. He moved his shoulder just a little bit. The angel's sword almost hit him, missing by such a tiny amount that you couldn't even see it. It didn't matter that he couldn't see well with one eye right now. Jinwoo's senses were incredibly sharp, beyond what was normal, and he could follow the movements of the enemy's weapon, even without looking. He narrowly avoided the angel's attacks and quickly fought back. His opponent received more and more injuries. The angel continued to move fast, but Jinwoo moved even faster. The angel statue looked surprised. The person who designed this test didn't need to make it so difficult. But this person made the statue use all of its strength. The statue was using its full power, but someone was just as strong. How could that be? The angel looked closely at Jinwoo and then understood something. There was just a little bit of it, but it was inside him. The creator of the statue was shocked by what he realized. Was this how Jinwoo became so strong? The angel actually wanted this to happen. As a smile spread across its face, a cut-off arm floated through the air. The stone angel looked up. The statue that had dropped its weapon was missing its right arm. It hurt, even though this wasn't its real body. It stepped back, surprised. It couldn't believe a human had done this. The eyes of the angel statue turned red, and it became truly awake, forgetting what it was supposed to do. It was angry. When it shouted, All the other statues stood up. Even the statues that were broken and had their heads damaged rose from the ground. Jinwoo looked at where everyone was standing and quickly ran toward the stone figure again. The stone figure used all 4 of its hands to stop his knife. But it still moved backward a little. Jinwoo was faster, noticed more, was stronger, and had more energy than the figure expected. The stone figure made a loud animal-like sound and told the other statues to help. The fight between Jinwoo and the temple's protectors had begun. The timer showed 3 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Jinwoo's knife cut off one of the 6 arms that used to be wings. The statues cried out in pain. However, the statues quickly fought back, and it was very difficult for Jinwoo to dodge all of their attacks. He concentrated on dodging dangerous attacks, not worrying about smaller hits so he could keep attacking his main enemy. This quickly made him very tired. Thud. A statue quickly brought a shield down onto Jinwoo's right shoulder. Ouch! Jinwoo glanced back to see the statue with the shield, getting ready to attack once more. Jinwoo looked upset. He wasn't worried about the other enemies, but he really didn't like this one in particular. Jinwoo moved away from the stone angel, and quickly hit it hard with his elbow. Crack! The powerful blow turned the angel's head into dust. But other stone statues quickly surrounded Jinwoo and attacked him. Ruler's authority. Suddenly, a powerful force sent all the statues flying backward as if something had exploded. Puff. But before Jinwoo could even catch his breath, a giant statue slammed its fist down toward him. Jinwoo quickly moved to avoid the attack. A huge fist crashed down, breaking many statues nearby. The hunter ran in a big circle, trying to get away from the others as he got closer to the angel. The architect frowned at Jinwoo, very angry. Once again the hunter, the angel, and the statues were all fighting together. Sweat and blood flew everywhere, but it didn't last long. Red steam rose from his shoulders as things began to disappear. Statues moved backward quickly. The large statue hit its fist down hard. The angel statue's hands moved very fast, and in the middle of everything was Jinwoo. He groaned in pain. The architect lost another arm, and Jinwoo finally pushed his dagger toward the angel's neck. Above them, the giant statue brought its hands together. Ready to crush down, Jinwoo gently pressed the blade closer to the angel's throat. That's when the statue's creator admitted it had lost. I've lost. Right away, all the other statues stopped moving. The test is over. Tick. The timer stopped. There was still time left. The timer showed 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Steam rose from Jinwoo's body. He looked down at the angel after checking the timer. I have a question for you. I will answer any question I can, the angel replied. The angel statue didn't show any emotion, as it agreed to help Jinwoo. Jinwoo thought carefully about what he wanted to ask. When he first asked the angel who it was, the angel just laughed and said he was asking the wrong thing. Now that he knew who the angel statue really was, even more questions popped into his head. So he did what the statue told him to do. Who am I? Just then, the group watching him arrived where he was. There were 7 very skilled hunters. The best the association could gather quickly, but Jinchul knew even with all of them, it might not be enough to help Hunter Sung. Still, if things got really bad they could try to hold the enemy back long enough for Jinwoo to get away. They arrived ready to help in any way they could. Is that everything, sir? I think so. The hunters got out of a van and walked onto the school grounds. The members of the Bravery Guild had been waiting for them since they told everyone what happened. Their faces lit up when they saw the group watching the gate. Over here, the leader of their group ran to greet them. Jinchul kept his eyes on the gate. He felt a very strong power coming from it. He turned to his team. Let's go quickly. Yes, sir. The hunters from the watching group started to walk faster. They ran across the field and reached the gate. But when they did, Jinchul suddenly stopped. Manager Wu. Yes, sir. The team following him also stopped. Jinchul carefully took off his sunglasses. His hand shook a little as he did. What was happening? What is this? A very strong burst of magical energy was building up. The area around the gate looked bent and twisted because of the magic flowing out. Jinchul was shocked and stepped backward. Was this a trick of the eye or a warning that something bad would happen? It almost looked like a dark curtain was over the gate, like a sign of something terrible. It made the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. Jinchul immediately understood that the battle happening inside the gate was too dangerous for him to get involved. One of Jinchul's helpers noticed he was looking very pale and worried. "Manager Wu, are you alright?" Jinchul asked a question. "Is there a strong group of hunters nearby?" The person working for him checked the records. "Yes, hunters from the Hunters Guild are waiting in this area." "What about the top hunters? Both Hunter Jonggan Choi and Hunter Hefran Choi are planning to join the fight." Jonggan Choi and Hefran Choi and me, those two could help. Jinchul looked back at the gate again. His hand was shaking and the shaking spread to his whole body. He swallowed hard, trying to make his voice steady enough to give the order. "Tell the Hunters Guild that this is an emergency." Jinhua asked the question the angel statue had told him to ask. Soon his heavy breathing went back to normal, as if he hadn't been fighting for his life just moments before. He pushed the blade deeper into the angel's neck to get a faster answer.